It is with an open arms as I welcome you to Sports Yard right here on YADTV. On this show, we analyze, digest, and critique all relevant sports stories across the world of sports. I am your host for this show, and my name is Emmanuel Asabre. On today's menu, we will discuss Black Stars' abysmal start to the 2025 AFCON qualifier as they lost against Angola in Kumasi, and then on Monday, they drew against Niger far away in Berkane, Morocco. We will also discuss CAF's decision to ban the Kumasi Sports Stadium to host any Tier 3 CAF matches for the FIFA and AFCON qualifiers. I'm going for a breather. On my return, I will introduce to you Dr. CC Sterling, Timmy Abu Sancho, as we sit, digest, analyze, and critique all the stories across board. I'll be right back. Welcome back from the short break. This is Sports Yard on YADTV. I encourage you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, and all other social media platforms. My name is Emmanuel Asabre, and I have with me here in the studios Timmy Abu Sancho. Welcome, Timmy.
Thank you, Asabre.
So between Dr. CC Sterling and then Timmy Abu Sancho, the Empire and girls in the difference. They know the difference.
Dr. CC Sterling.
You didn't think they lied there?
Not really. But that's quite like a household name, like Dr. CC. Almost everybody know. I got that name from college.
From college?
Yes, I was a college doctor. So.
Oh, okay, so that's nice. So now to the substantive issue. It appears that there is an issue with the Black Stars. Because if you watch closely, since 2014, the team keep declining because we did extremely well in our qualification, and then to the extent of beating Egypt in Kumasi, we trashed them in Kumasi. But when we went to the World Cup in 2014, the team isn't as it used to be in the past. Should we apportion blame on the government, the Black Stars management committee, the technical team, or the playing body? What exactly is wrong with the Black Stars? I want to ask, should we apportion blame on the government, the Black Stars management committee, the technical team, or the playing body? What exactly is wrong with the Black Stars?
Okay, thank you so much for this privilege. Let me give a quick shout out to Madam Charlotte Fiamaku, my mom. She just sent me a notification that she has subscribed to our channel. So let me urge the viewers to also subscribe to Yard Sports and get the best when it comes to sports. All right, to your question. We cannot honestly put the blame on just one entity, being it government, playing body, the FA, the fans, because we also contribute to it. What I will do is that I would like us to, draw a line between Black Stars before 2014 and Black Stars after 2014. The last time we won the AFCON was in 1982. Mm-hmm. That was the last time we won AFCON. And you could see that successive government upon government, they've always tried their best to invest in the Black Stars so that we can at least win our 5th cup. This thing started from the early 2000s. You remember when the former president Kufuor came, and together with Ben Kofi and the rest, they drew a plan, a 5-year development plan that saw the rise of Stephen Appiah, Michael Essien, the Muntaris, Yes, so clearly there was a plan and there was an agenda to push the Black Star to a certain level where we will be very competitive and then be able to do what? To win cups. That brought us to CAN 2008, if you remember. Government did everything possible to win the bid. I remember we sent some ambassadors like Abedipele and the rest to make sure that we win the bid over from, I think, Morocco. And eventually we won and we hosted it in Ghana. During that period, a lot of money has been invested in what? In the Black Stars. That's from the government side. Let's go to the FA. The FA before Brazil 2014 and the FA after Brazil 2014. It started with Ben Kofi. He cooperated with government and we did our best for the Black Stars. We raised the image to a certain level, and in 2005-2006, Mr. Kwesi Nyantakyi came to the scene, brought his ideas on board, and made we Ghanaians believe that it is time for us to win our 5th cup. So fast forward.
But let's mention that before Kwesi Nyantakyi took the helm of affairs, Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu was ceremonially the president of the FA until
Kwesi came.
Yes, from Gawaka through the ranks and then became the FA president. We need to establish that.
Sure. So from Ben Kofi to Nyaho Tamaklo to Kwesi Nyantakyi, all these people came on board, brought their ideas on board, and because at that time the whole country, supported the motion that no, it's time for us to win our 5th cup. People's hearts, emotions, and everything was after the Black Stars. I remember those times. If Black Star is playing football match, by 8-9 a.m. the stadium is full. Suppose the match will be played around 3, the stadium is full. I used to live around Laboni then times, because of my affiliation with House of Folk. So going to Accra Sports Stadium is quite very easy for me. As early as 8 to 9, the stadium is full. So we did a lot, and then they also made us believe that this is what we should do. And when the whole nation came behind Black Stars became a very powerful force. In 2006, against all odds, I remember we qualified with Togo. They also went for the first time with Stephen Keshi.
Yes, Togo, Angola.
Yes, Tunisia, and I think Ivory Coast.
Tunisia and Ivory Coast.
The neighboring towns were able to, put ourselves together.
So we had 3 representatives from West Africa, one from the north and one from the south.
So you could see that at that time, that kind of Black Stars, we had all the 3 forces agreeing. The government force, the FA force, the fans, and then the playing body itself. There was that unism. So because of the unism that we had then, we were able to push our Black Star to a certain level. We went to the World Cup for the first time, and then where did we get to? We were able to make it out of the group stage against all odds, because we had the likes of USA, Czech Republic, and Italy, and we were able to come out of the group. You understand? Fast forward, after the World Cup, when we went to the World Cup, we didn't win it, but when we came back, it was all joy. Everybody was happy. Then to CAN 2008, same spirit, same emotion, same support. The government then, I remember President Kufuor was leaving office then, so it was his prayer that at least he will win the African Cup and then win some political points or probably make Ghanaians happy before he bowed. But unfortunately, we came 3rd. Still, we had support for the Black Stars. All the 3 forces were still in force. We had Kwesi Nyantakyi then, who did almost everything he could for the Black Stars. The government, as usual, pumping money in, and then the fans, we also being available for the team as and when. Because when you assemble a team and you don't have people to watch them, you go to the field, the players won't be motivated enough to play. So we, the fans too, we never turned our back on Black Stars because they came 3rd. We supported them. Fast forward to 2010. 2010, Kwesi Nyantakyi was still the FA president. The government then, Atamil's government, was in, you understand, gave so much support. Honestly, Atamil's government gave so much support to our football. And it was out of it that even our under-20s were able to, you know, I think 2009, the day Ayew and his boys were able to go, and then they won the AFCON, the junior youth level. Then they also won the World Cup for the first time, and it all happened in Atamil's government. So these three forces were still at play: the government, the FA, and the fans. And then the playing body too also saw the need. Don't forget that before then, President Kufuor has increased this appearance fee and those things, I think from $3,000, $4,000 to $10,000. So the motivation with the players was very, very, very high. If you are a player and you're able to make it to the World Cup and you return, boom, you make a lot of money. Even with some few local players who were able to appear in the scene and all that, they made money. 2010, Ghana had one of its best World Cup, stories, if I should say, or fairy tale. One of the biggest fairy tales we ever had in Africa was, you know, Black Stars going all the way to the quarterfinals. Eventually, if not for Suarez, we would have been,
if not for Asamoah Gyan. Suarez.
If not for Suarez,
if not for Asamoah,
and probably Asamoah Gyan, Ghana by now, maybe we have. Because that team, I believe that if we had gone to the semi-final, we would have eventually carried the cup home.
You think so?
I'm telling you.
You think so?
If we had beaten Uruguay, we would have met, I think, Netherlands.
Yes.
Yes. And we played, before then we played Netherlands in a friendly.
Yes.
I think we lost.
No, that is, we played Netherlands
in a friendly
prior to our 2014 World
Okay,
Cup.
sure. So when we look at the genesis of the whole thing, if you look at the trajectory, the whole thing that is moving, the train, if you follow the pattern of the train, you could easily tell that this team could have done something. But eventually we came home.
So you see, the thing is that if we had played in the semi-finals,
yes,
automatically we are in a medal zone.
Yes.
And then we could have at least won a
but
medal.
I'm talking about the motivation at the camp then. And we had world-class players, don't forget.
World-class?
Yes.
World-class.
We had Stephen Appiah, don't forget.
That would be a subject for another day. But we would like to compare what we have as of now.
I'll come there.
That is why I said it will be a topic for
I wanted to say something about the reason why I think that we could have gone all the way to win. After the USA game, the boys were ready to give everything. If you look at the Uruguay game, we fought to the last minute when Edia, had the ball into the net, and then eventually Suarez brought it out. If that ball had gone in, trust me,
I think
we would have done everything.
So let me establish this. If there was VAR at the time,
of course,
that particular incident would have been ruled out for an offside.
That ball would have been a goal.
No, it would have been an offside. It would have been an offside before considering whether it was a goal or not.
Do you think Edia was in an offside position?
No. When the ball was kicked at the time, there was a Black Stars player who was offside at the time.
Okay. Was he interfering with play?
Absolutely. So we shouldn't curse our stars. It was our destiny.
Anyway,
that was all we could do at the time. These
are some of the things that keeps us talking with football. So let's leave that to history. So after 2010, we gave a good show at the World Cup, and the whole world was talking about us. Historically, Ghana became, if not the first, one of the countries that appeared in the top 15 of the FIFA rankings. We were 14th.
Yeah, 14th.
In the whole
our
world.
Best ever ranking.
Our best ever ranking was the 14th position.
Yeah.
And it all happened thanks to, a couple of players, the KP Boatens, the Muntaris, the, Kujua Samuels and the rest. Fast forward, in 2014, not even with the World Cup, after 2010, don't forget that we also went to, I think, Angola.
No. In 2010, we played
in
Angola. That is
before we went to the World Cup.
But Equatorial Guinea and Gabon was hosted in No, that was
2012, 2013.
Yes. So we
I'm
played
still
in
the
South
20
Africa in 2012.
Okay.
In 2012,
Okay.
we played in South Africa.
Okay.
That was when we got to we played Botswana first,
Okay.
and then we got to the semi-finals against Zambia.
And we lost.
Yeah.
Yes. So even before that time, Black Stars still had support in every way possible. In every way possible, we had. But somewhere along the line in 2014, when all hopes were high for the team, because a team that had finished in the quarterfinal, at least looking at the squad that we had assembled then, everybody was expecting that at least we can make it to the semis. That was the target. And I remember the FA president then made us believe that yes, we can go all the way, into the semis. But unfortunately, what happened? We went to the World Cup, and the whole story that came out of it.
Quite a tight one, because we had Portugal, we had Germany, and then we had USA in our group.
Yes.
Don't forget that at the time, we were the least among the rankings.
Yes.
So it wasn't as if it was an easy task for the Black Stars. It was quite a tight group.
You see, when we went to the World Cup in 2006, Czech Republic, I think they were second, the whole world.
Yeah, that is true.
And Italy and USA, they were in the top 10, yet we qualified. So I don't think that if not for those, unfortunate incidents that happened, that a lot of Ghanaians, we don't even want to revisit. I believe that we could have made it out of the group. That's my personal belief. If not for the money issues and others, the brouhaha that came with, the Black Stars, we will do this, we will do that. We heard people were slapping each other, Moses Parker and Sule Muntari. It's a whole lot. And eventually, the coach then, Kwesi Appiah, lost his team, lost his dressing room, and almost everything was just dismantled, just because of a few dollars that we had to give to the players. And that was the turning point. Because for many of we Ghanaians that have followed the team with our heart, it got to a time that many got to believe that no, Sebi, you guys are taking us for granted. You are taking us for a ride. We do all these things for you. We go to the stadium as early as 8 a.m., 9 a.m. We sit in the sun just to watch you, just to cheer you on. And all you people could think about is money. Because trust me, if Black Stars had said that, okay, fine, you are owing us, you have not paid us, but for the sake of the country, we will play, I believe that we would have made it out of the group. But with whoever was behind it, because I learned some people instigated some players to demand for the money and all that, whoever was behind that thing has really done this country a great, great, great disservice. And I believe that moving forward, karma should deal with such a person. I see that person to be a traitor, if that story is really true. Because trust me, if government owes you, we the citizens, we can even fight for the money to be paid.
So you've given us a chronology of events.
So that was before.
Yes, I understand. You've given us a chronology of events, the historical antecedent as to what brought about this whole brouhaha.
Yes.
Now, in summing up, who are we pointing fingers at? Is it the FA?
Yes.
Is it the technical team or the playing body? Or the government? Because we have to be sure.
Very good.
Because you mentioned that whoever instigated or whoever incited the players against the government has done a great disservice to the country. So, in your opinion, who should we blame?
I don't really want to go straight to who the blame should go, because I gave some factors, I gave some indices that, contributed to the success of the Black Stars before 2014. But the Black Stars after 2014, this is what is happening. The fans are no longer behind the team. That's one thing. Two, the FA and the government, the kind of friendship that they had before 2014 it has dwindled.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Because there is a school of thought who think that these days the FA is in bed with the ministry. Because whoever has given the position of a sports minister as best friends
let
with
me tell you,
the FA president.
It is after Brazil 2014 that ministers who are appointed, to manage our football opened their eyes. I'm telling you this for a fact. It was after Brazil 2014 that we have had FA president and a minister of sports, being at loggerheads. A typical example is Neil Ante.
I disagree, because for Neil Ante it is a peculiar situation, because he had his own issues with Kwesi Nyantakyi before this Anas expose. You get it? So apart from Neil Ante Van der Poel, whoever was at the helm of affairs was in bed with the FA. And post Kwesi Nyantakyi, whoever has taken the position of the sports minister is still in bed with the FA. Let's look at the minister. Because, for example, what's his name? Yusuf Mustafa, for example. These days, whenever the Black Stars embarks on any major tournament, we do not know how much goes into it, how much goes into the preparation, the budget. You are hitting the nail right on the head. So that's at the point I'm making. If you are set that these days they are at loggerheads, that is where I disagree. Listen, there has been a rift, a serious rift between the FA and then government. Government in quotes, ministers. Let's look at the ministers that we've had after Brazil 2014, including Madame Ekuya Sena Danswa or whatever. Yeah, I remember. You remember her issue with the FA then? So we will pay dollars, we will pay CDs for clarification's sake. Ekuya Sena Danswa was the minister at the time when President Mills was alive in 2009. Okay. When the under 21 the World Championship in Egypt. Ekuya Sena Danswa. In which year was Muntaka appointed? Muntaka. Yes. Is it Chinchinga man? Yeah, the Chinchinga man. Well, I think Muntaka was before Ekuya Sena Danswa. Okay. Muntaka he came before Ekuya Sena Danswa. Absolutely. All right. Thanks for the correction. Now let's look at ministers we have had after Brazil 2014. After Brazil. So I made a case Brazil for 2014. It was Elvis Efriye Ankra. Very good. Elvis came with his issues. Don't forget. After Elvis came who? And then Mustafa Ahmed or something. Yeah. One Mustafa Ahmed. Yeah. Then we had Neil Ante. Absolutely. And I think there was somebody else before this. Esiama. Before Esiama. Esiama was also came. When that was when Akufo-Addo came. Won the presidency. So my point is that after the 2014, that's when we have had issues with the FA and government. I'll do this, I'll not do this, I'll do this, I'll not do this. Have you forgotten that those times when budgets come, they scrutinize the budget such that I think we even got to a level where Neil Ante was like, I'm not going to pay indemnity, whatever. And then the FA were, fighting with him. Yes. So it was after the 2014 that the whole country, including everybody that follows sports, became extra vigilant, because the 2014 thing made us believe that the FA were just milking the country with Black Stars. So fast forward. One, the three factors that contributed to our success, before 2014. One is gone, which is the fans. You can't tell me that the whole country supports Black Stars like they used to. It's no longer there. Two, government pumps money into Black Stars, all right. But what are the returns? Today we have gotten to a level or a stage where government doesn't even care about the Black Stars to the extent that they don't even care about the pitches they play on. Recently, when Thomas Partey met, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he lamented that we need good stadiums and good pitches. Elsewhere, or like in those times, all these things would have been catered for. But now the story is different. So if you ask me now, what is really the problem with the Black Stars? The first thing is the fans.
the fans are no longer in contact with the team spiritually, because when we get behind the team, that is when the team is able to do or to perform. If the fans are not, or if the fans are emotionally or spiritually detached from the team, there's no way the team is going to perform. And then we also look at what the FA, this current FA, is doing to help football. Have they done enough to help our football? Let's look at our league. Has the FA done enough for us to have a strong league? Has government also done enough to support football, or is just Black Stars? So all these three people, they all contribute to where we are today, because the FA is to put measures in place to ensure that this team that we are seeing here, our Black Stars, always have the best of squad in terms of the team's strength.
But do you think currently the squad that we've assembled, there are players who deserve call-ups that have not been called? Because it appears that from all your submissions, it appears that there is a misplaced priority.
Yes.
Because the Black Stars, for example, is given like too much premium, because when they converge in camp, for example, they are giving per diems, like risk allowances and all of that. Apart from that, the how do you call it, winning bonuses and all of that, should it be looked at? Because if we are pumping so much money into winning bonuses, per diems and all of that, and then for the welfare of the players, don't you think it is about time that we pay attention to certain things, i.e. FA putting up an edifice that can house the Black Stars whenever they are called to camp, and then the facilities in our stadium across board, because it appears that I mentioned last week that the government have built 150 astroturfs across the country. The GFA have received an excess of $10 million, and then specifically $260,000 have been allocated to maintain and build pitches. However, the pitches across the country is nothing to write home about.
Yes, so like I said, one of the things Ghana should be regretting now is building a house from the roof. That was what we did. Successive government, everybody was aiming at winning our 5th trophy. So we wasted all the energy, our resources from the top, instead of starting from the bottom. Initially, like I said, Ben Kofi started this whole thing from the grassroots, building from the bottom to the top. Building the fundamentals, right? Yes. When the fundamentals are weak, the dollar will expose you. The exchange rate will expose you. Like we are quoting Dr. Bao. Yes. But this is what the current FA is aimed at. Kurt Okregu, for instance, is making sure that things are done rightly. Mm-hmm. That is from their perspective. Okay. I am not here to speak for the FA. Okay. Whether I agree or disagree doesn't matter. But for example, we have a DNA, football DNA, under the auspices of Bernard Lepere. He led the FA technical team to draw or to work on a football DNA for us, and then he left afterwards. Now, don't you think that we are not being patient enough? Because if we now have a football DNA, you don't expect that we have a football DNA and then from boom, year 1, year 2, you expect us to excel across board. It will take time. Don't you think we are putting too much pressure on the FA, government, and whoever is supposed to make sure that our football is very well on the globe? Okay. So in Ghana, politics is a very strong tool. If you are looking for one of the strongest belts, one of the strongest belts in this country is politics. Now, if you look at the policy that the FA is drawing, with coupled with the ones that they call the catch them young and all that with the refereeing, it's brilliant. It's the best way to go, because we have to build from the scratch. Like I said, the earlier or the previous FA had to build from the top because that was what government was looking for. Government was looking for ready-made, solution. Something that we can, just feed on to make sure that we get the fit cap. But we have pumped money, and we have realized that it's not coming.
But see, before you continue, one would disagree that if you watch carefully, player for player, the team that made it to the Mundial in 2006, Germany, okay, and then currently the team that we've assembled, if you check their profiles, the teams they play for, their statistics and whatever, don't you think that currently we have top quality as compared to what we had in the past? Because it appears that we have all the quality. These days, we've had players who owed allegiance to other countries playing for the Blasters and all of that, and yet we are not doing well. Player for player, if you check the statistics, numbers don't lie.
Okay.
Because, for example, if you take 2006, for example, Richard Kinston was playing in Turkey. But these days we are number one goalkeeper that's playing in Switzerland. And then it appears that we have Ali Sedi who plays for Rennes in France. Because if you check,
coincidentally, John Mensah also was playing in the same.
We have a better team than what we have in the past. But we still have issues. In wrapping up, what is the way forward? What do you suggest we should pay attention to in making our team better?
Okay. The Black Stars, let us understand this, that the Black Stars is for the people. It's for the people of Ghana. One of the tricks that worked for us was that the people could associate with the team. If you look at the team that we are building now, most of the players who play in the team are not indigenes. Like, they were not born here. Majority.
That can be factually incorrect.
So if you look at the team itself, there's some kind of disconnect. And this FA is focusing more on the foreign-based players. Tariq Lamptey, Nketiah, Eddie Nketiah, they want him.
Yeah, but Nketiah doesn't play. He's not part of
they
the
want
so
him.
That is
I'm saying that
it's factually incorrect.
I'm saying that
you can accept,
they want
you can
him.
accept that these players, they don't play in our Premier Leagues. They left very early in their careers, and then they are not attached to the fans. But whatever it is, this is Sports Yard, and I am doing this not alone. I have Dr. Sisi Sterling Timebusan Show on the show right here with me on YADTV. I encourage you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook, X, TikTok, and then Instagram. I'm going for a breather. On my return, we will delve into other issues. I'll be right back. So, welcome back from the break. This is Sports Yard on YADTV. And then I am the man in the helm of affairs. My name is Emmanuel Sabri, and I encourage you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook, X, Instagram, and then TikTok. I'm not doing this alone. I have with me Dr. Sisi Sterling, the ladies' man. Papa no ako this kind of woman, He's still here with me. Timebusan Show. Now, before we left for the break, you were giving us a chronology of events that has happened to the Blasters.
Yes.
Now, in moving forward,
yes,
what should we do to our Blasters? Because we need our Blasters back. Because, like you rightly said, the team is detached from the fans. The FA seems to be a problem. We do not know whether we have technical teams, because these days we have top-notch professionals who are working for the Blasters. What should we do? What at all should we do? Because it is not as if our neighboring countries and those in the north are doing better than we are doing. Our players are also faring well in Europe and elsewhere. What should we do?
Okay, it's very simple. The way forward is youth football. We have to, lay more emphasis on our youth football. Don't forget that the team that went to 2006 World Cup and did so well, they were developed from the early 2000s, from tournaments. The team that went to 2010 to do well, they were developed from 2007 to 2009. That was the Ransford Osei's team and then the DIU's team that went to do well. Fast forward, if you want to improve the team, make it strong enough, like I said, we shouldn't focus so much on getting the services of the foreign-based players or players who were born outside Ghana and they have to naturalize. Because we have abundance of talents here. From nowhere, Kwesi Appiah spotted Christian Achu. He was playing for Cheetah. And we also,
that is factually incorrect.
Okay.
He was playing in Portugal at the time. He had been transferred from Portugal.
He left Cheetah. He left Ghana. He was a Ghanaian player. That's what I mean. He was a Ghanaian player, yes, who was playing here. If you went to Porto, he's from Cheetah FC. I made mention.
But you can also make the same claims for other players.
Of course.
Mohamed Kudus, for instance, played for Right to Dream Academy.
Okay.
Before he moved to Right to Dream, he was playing in the Gates at Nima and all of that.
But my point is that Achu was a Cheetah FC player, based in, I think, Fete. No, even before then he was with Fete or so.
He played straight with Goma Fete.
He went to PMS. I know that school very well.
He played straight with Goma Fete Final Academy,
yes,
which is now West African Football Academy. And
yes,
then he moved from Final to Cheetah in Kaswa.
Yes, so that's it. He's a homegrown player. That's the point I'm trying to make.
May he so rest in peace.
Yes, may he so rest in peace. He's a homegrown player. So if the FA will focus on our homegrown players, I think it will help us. So the way forward is youth system, and then 2, support from government, because
Don't you think the FA is doing so much?
For now, the FA is. I'll give them 7/10 because I believe that they are doing something for youth football, but they have to, get support from government.
Now, moving forward, the Blasters have played 2 matches already. They drew against Angola in Kumasi. No, sorry, they lost against Angola in Kumasi, and then they drew far away in Bekani, Morocco, against Niger. Now, what are the chances of the Blasters in our qualification to the AFCON in 2025? Because it appears that we are 3rd on the log, and then we have 4 matches to play. Realistically, do you think we have any chance of qualifying for the AFCON showpiece in 2025 in Morocco?
All right. For the sake of time, like I would have showed you something. I believe that our chances of qualifying percentage-wise is like 30% against 70. Our chances of qualifying, if you look at teams that have walloped us, beaten us in recent times, including Comoros, it will become extremely difficult. Asabre, let me open your eye to something. There is this nemesis about managers who have left a club, returned with a former club, and they've returned with another club and they've beaten their former club so many times.
That comes with the second coming?
Yes. There are teams, supposing, I'm with YADTV team. I leave the team, go to Station X team, and I return to come and play football match with you. Because I know your team very well, I'll beat you. That's one nemesis. That's one thing that is surrounding this whole these 2 games that we are going to play. It's very, very dicey. Kwesi Appiah knows this team very, very well. And Kwesi Appiah will also have to save his job. Don't forget that supposing he loses to Ghana, what do you think the Sudanese are going to say? You have sold the match to your people. But I believe that he's a professional.
But on paper, you should expect that the Blasters will beat Sudan. Trust me, we don't have team cohesion. That's one thing that will kill us. This team, we don't have cohesion. And this is one Black Star team that I have seen that has problems in all departments. From goalkeeping, to defense, to midfield, to attack.
problems everywhere.
I said that we do not have the best materials.
To some extent, I agree, because listen, if you look at the caliber of goalkeeper like, Olele, none of our 3 goalkeepers comes close to him as it stands now. Yes.
You think
Atizigi can never lace the boots of Olele. It's not going to happen.
Not Juju.
Wolakot. Where is he? I mean, no. Frederick Asari, to some extent, yeah. I believe in, if you ask me, I really believe in these local players. Because from nowhere we had Fatah Odaoda, who came to man our pool and was doing so well. I think it was from Ash Gold then.
Yeah, Ash Gold at the time.
So we give our local boys the chance. These are some of the things that will happen. Tomorrow, you will hear that a Ghanaian goalkeeper is imposed for a 3rd-tier team in Korea. And you'll be chasing him because you have killed your league. You understand? So these 2 games that we are going to, if Ghana wants to qualify, we have to beat Kwesi Appiah home and away. And as it stands now, we don't even have a home.
That is the risk associated with
yes.
qualification. Now,
we don't have a home.
We can't play in Ghana.
Yes.
We can't play.
As it stands now, until something is done, we can't play in Ghana. That's the hard truth. And if Ghana wants to qualify,
who do we blame?
I think it's negligence on the part of the government, 1, and then 2, the FA. Because FIFA sends money for pitch development. Where does that money go to? Why can't FA just decide that, okay, government, please, we've been playing Black Star matches in Baba Yara Kumasi. So between this period of time, please make the pitch, or even if you don't have money, because the Black Stars, we are more connected to the Black Stars than probably the government. We have $100,000. We have $50,000. We want to put the pitch in shape.
No,
so that we can play.
In the course of the week, the communications director of the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asanchichu, granted an interview with YADTV, and then he mentioned that $100,000 is not enough to get us a hybrid pitch. When we say hybrid, we mean an astroturf, like an artificial and then natural grass. You get it?
Okay.
A hybrid pitch. We need an excess of 500,000 USD.
Okay.
To do that. Now, the FA have been given $260,000 to maintain our pitches and then build new pitches. Now we don't know where the monies have gone to. Now, don't you think that it is about time that the government, in collaboration with the FA, will allocate some amount of money, develop our pitches in IE, Kumasi, Accra, if it is Tamale, because for a sea point has become a white elephant, and then it is nothing to write home about, so we can't mention a sea point. These 3 stadia, don't you think it's about time the government allocates money so that the pitches, the field of play, can be worked on?
Okay. You see that today we will need in excess of $400,000 to be able to maintain our pitches. Why should we wait till we get to this place? How much does the NSA make from Black Star matches? That's a lot of money. Do you know that Accra Sports Stadium and then the rest? No, let me just take Accra Sports Stadium has been renovated just 3 times in our entire history since 1978. In 1978, we had only 4 teams playing AFCON. That was when we had the Accra Sports Stadium renovated. In 2008, we had it renovated for AFCON. And then somewhere 2016, 2017, we had it renovated because they said it's a death trap. We had it renovated. So the problem is we lack maintenance culture. Because if we have been maintaining our pitches, I don't think today we will need in excess of, $400,000, almost $500,000 to be able to maintain our pitches. So fast forward, like you said, I said it the other time that government should set aside funds for us to be able to maintain our pitches. What are they doing with the 10%, betting tax? Monies that we get from bets should be strictly for sports development. You understand? If we are making 1 billion a day, if we are making 1 billion Ghana cedis a day from betting, supposedly. Why should we get here? Such that a whole national team can't get a pitch to play on. It's a shame, if you ask me. So government should do something about it, and I believe they will.
There are a lot of misplaced priorities in terms of our football, and government would have to use with the Ghana Football Association in moving forward. Well, this is Sports Yard right here on YADTV. On this show, we analyze, we critique and digest into all relevant sports stories across the globe. I've been your host, and I did not do this alone. Together with Dr. Sisi Sterling, I want to give a big shout out to K. Hazard, my director of production, and to my manager, Louise Akinfin, and then Kwame Vibes under the light. He's been our floor manager for tonight's show. I encourage you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook, TikTok, X, and Instagram. This is all time will permit us on Sports Yard. Until we meet again, it is bye-bye for now.
YADTV, bridging continent.